Hello, everyone. This is the 22nd and 24th President of the United States. Sheb Woolley here with a message about some kind of service that picks your clothes for you. They don't know you. They don't need to. Your style is in their hands. You can follow Ryan O'Connor at Wrangleshank on Instagram and Twitter. The link is in the description. Also in the description is the link to the Bonehead cartoon. Furthermore, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to all things Wrangleshank and all things Ink the Book. Thank you all.
It's time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book.
Hey everybody! It's Ink the Book Show with me, Ryan O'Connor. And I don't know if you can tell, but I've recently had all my skin removed and replaced with new skin. I just thought it was time to rejuvenate myself. No, it's just I'm tragically Irish and it's summertime. So if you see me with snake skin all over my face in the past few streams, that's what's going on. But let's get into today's page. Yesterday was Father's Day. I hope everyone was good to their father. I spent a good chunk of the morning trying to catch him. Yesterday I went to church and then I went and got all this stuff for my dad. And then I went right to his house by about I don't know, I probably got there around 10 o'clock. And he was just leaving the house. And so I stuffed it all into the freezer and pantries. It was all snacks and stuff. And then when I went back, he even called me when I was inking yesterday on the show yesterday. And he's like, well, come back when you're done inking that page. And so I did. And where was Dad? Nowhere to be found. That's where. No, he went to pick up my grandmother and bring her over. But yeah, all of my siblings but one showed up yesterday to my parents' house. Swimming and grilling and food and all kinds of fun. Yay for fun. My nephews specifically were wearing me out yesterday. One in particular, the youngest of the 4 boys, between my two brothers' kids was like just needed needed me there at all times. And the second half of the day, he just kept pretending to eat my chin for some reason. Like he'd go and like lean in and pretend to bite my chin off, and then just quietly, not even with like laughter in his eyes or anything, like very dead serious, like pretending to chew it in front of me. I'm like, what are you doing? So this should be the least complicated page I've had in, I don't know, out of the last two pages were way more tedious than this. 2 pages ago could have been easy if I had just planned it ahead of time, and it was my pencils were so vague that I did the page and then I had to redo it because there was no clear pencil foundation to go off of, and I was kind of winging it, and it didn't work out. So I redid that one, and the one I did yesterday it has about like 47 panels on it or something. Trying to see what I'm thinking here. This is a weird drawing. His hands are strange. His arm is particularly strange. Let's see. I didn't make his jacket elaborate enough. There we go. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. I haven't checked the analytics on YouTube in a while, and I'm getting a lot of views on YouTube, I guess, this month. I think there were a couple days where I got like 35 views. I don't think there were very many like ones and twos. I think every day has been like somewhere like at least 4 or 5 views. I don't think I've seen a month like that till now. So I hope people are enjoying Ink the Book Show. Even though I'm like the deadest of deadpan, dead people, dead air, deads. But when I'm on every day, I just don't know what to talk about after a while. I did just send some old music demos to my brother Liam, who wants to make some tracks for me. So maybe I'll have some music to share soon. What I really would like him to do, as if he's not doing a ton of stuff, is make some nondescript, well, I don't know about nondescript, but background music for this channel while I'm streaming. Then when I'm dead silence and can't think of anything to say, or getting hypnotized by my own drawings, or falling asleep on camera, there'll at least be some music playing. Like streamers do. So I went to work today to my day job. I went to work at 11 a.m. I got there. And I didn't realize until I tried to punch in that my shift starts at 11 p.m. I'm doing overnight shifts. Shoot. I keep getting out, and they keep pulling me back in. Let's see, is this? There we go, that's a little clearer. No? Si te le partout, non? That's French for I don't know how to speak French, no? Where was the word French in there? It's a secret. There's a lot of hidden passages in the French language, as evidenced by that sentence I just said. That's right, hidden passages in a language. Oh, I watched with my parents after everybody went home. I stuck around and watched a movie with my parents. It was the movie called Magic, starring Anthony Hopkins. Let me see. Magic, Anthony. From 1978. Where he's like a magician. He's kind of a hack, and he needs to find like a better shtick or something. And then you see him a few years later. That's at the very beginning of the movie. And then you see him a few years later, and all of a sudden he's like, people are lined up out the door to see him. And he starts doing his magic act, and it's not very his manager is trying to like get him a show or something, and the guy's like, what, this magician, you can't sell a show about a magician anymore. They're useless, or, for TV or something like that. And Anthony Hopkins gets on stage, and he's not all that impressive. Almost looks like he's bombing, just like before. And he's doing card tricks. And then he pulls out this ventriloquist dummy, and it becomes kind of like a comedy routine, and it's suddenly like 10 times more interesting what he's doing. And they're like, yeah, this guy wants to give you a show or whatever. You just need to do this and that, and do like a health screening, and you'll be all set. He's like, no, I don't want to do a health screening. And then it's like he actually thinks he's like the ventriloquist dummy. Like I don't know, it's cool. He's kind of become like we call it schizophrenic with this dummy. But he's so they don't bother him about getting this like health checkup, because he's afraid that they're gonna diagnose him and lock him away in a loony bin. He goes to his cabin where his like old girlfriend or something is living, or she like rents out cabins or something, so she rents one out to him, and but it becomes kind of like a horror movie. It's not very long, I don't think. But it was all right. If you didn't know, I'm a big Goosebumps guy. I grew up reading those Goosebump books, and it was very reminiscent of Night of the Living Dummy with Slappy, the dummy. See, if my dad showed me that when I was a kid, that movie, I would have been all over it. I'm surprised he didn't. He was showing me clips from it like maybe a year ago. A year or two, a while back. Let's see. Stairs. Gotta love hating drawing them. Oh, here's my mom. Oh, she hung up. Well, she probably hates me. She's like, oh, I meant to call one of those kids that I like. Right? She might see that I'm doing a show and think I'm not working like I said I was today. Actually. Or maybe she called because, or maybe she hung up because she remembered I told her I would be at work right now. So like I said, I thought it was 11 a.m. like any normal person would assume about their work schedule, but it was p.m. Even my boss, when I got there, he said he thought the same thing because somebody else made the schedule. It's not the normal overnight shift start time. Oops. Stairs. Oh, first panel, huh? Still, first panel of the page after all these years. Ah, did it again. Here, I can get another line in here. Sneak another line in here. See, this is why I don't like stairs. You gotta be consistent with the surface that you're on. It's got to be stepping on this, you know? It's got to be flat. It can't be this surface. I mean, you've heard of stairs. You understand. You know a stair when you see it, don't you? I don't. Show me. But my one nephew brought his what do you call him? Dominus Rex? Indominus Rex? Something. My one brother, he has like a kind of a reward system with his kids kind of set in place where, like, if they get so many stars a month or something for cleaning up after themselves, or doing stuff like taking it upon themselves to be like to do their chores and go to bed on time and stuff like that, they kind of like get stars for being good and responsible and stuff. And when they get so many, they get a present. I think it's within a time frame or something. I don't know how it works. I'm not their parents. So my nephew had gotten a Dominus Rex thing from Jurassic World, and my niece was telling me she had gotten something too, but I wasn't quite clear on what it was. She didn't bring it along. It was like, it sounded like she got some kind of crown and maybe jewelry or something. And I don't know, the Dominus Rex was like the hit of the party as far as all the kids were concerned. I guess a big selling point of the toy was that when you open its mouth, there's enough room in the throat for you to put like a small figure. So like if you have a figure that's like so many inches long, the Dominus Rex can actually like eat it. And I was like, that's kind of cool. I was telling him about the Jurassic Park toys that I had when I was a kid. It's like we had a T-Rex. His skin was kind of rubbery, like his was plastic. So it kind of felt like dinosaur skin. And then I think if you pulled his arm, he would roar. I think his mouth would open and he would roar. And then he also had all the dinosaur toys. When the first Jurassic Park movie came out, for the longest time, I think for the first couple Jurassic Park movies anyway, they all had like a little like dinosaur steak shaped chunk that you could pull out of their side and reveal their like rib bones or something. So it looked like they'd been in a dinosaur fight. Which his didn't have something like that, but it was cool. It had like a button on his back where he'd roar, and then I think it also moved his arms, and then there was another button further down his tail. If you press that, he did a bigger roar. And at some point I saw that like you could make like maybe it was just whenever he roars or something, his throat would light up red. I thought that was weird but interesting. But I was telling him about the T-Rex that we had, and my favorite, which was, I don't know if I should spoil it. Anyway, my favorite in the original Jurassic Park was the Dilophosaurus with the kind of neck frill thing. and I had a toy of that, which I think also had. I'm almost certain it had a piece that came out of his side, but I don't quite remember that. But I know if you pulled his arm, he would make the he would roar, and then you could pop the neck thing on and off. You're saying he'd had one or seen one of a Dilophosaurus that, like it actually just pops out of the neck and you can put it back in instead of like a separate piece like mine was. Man, the 4th of July is coming up, isn't it? What, 10, 14, 2 weeks or so. La, 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 la. I was one of the first people over at my parents' house last night. So my mom was like finishing cooking something or other. I think just some vegetables. And my youngest sister was kind of bumming around, not doing much. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to get some writing done. Because I've got a scene that I'm trying to rewrite a little bit. That's about 20 pages away or so, I think. No, it's about 10 pages away. Maybe 15, I don't know. But because I need to redraw that too. But I was. Oops, I didn't want to do that line. I started redrawing this thumb right before I went live. So I got some writing done. What can I do? Oh. What can you do? What can you do about it? What can you do? What can you do? So he's got this button on his shoulder. He's got these little straps on the shoulder of his jacket, which were inspired by my actual jacket I had when I designed this jacket. They didn't seem to have any particular purpose, but I've seen them on other jackets too. It's just a designy thing. And then I'm going to put some weight on his chin. Make that line a little bolder. I like to put a little weight on the underside of objects sometimes when I remember to. There's some shadow on the underside of objects. Kind of gives them a bit more weight. Okay. Oh yeah, and then there's this. I almost didn't see it, it was so faint. It's like a starburst. What if I drop dead before I finish this book? No one else will quite be able to finish it. Like, I have a physical script, but it does not have the dialogue I want in the book. I still have to draw this new scene that's going to replace another one. That scene isn't in the script. I better stay alive. That's all I'm saying. If I want this book to see the light of day, I gotta stay alive. Not that I was planning on dying, really, but... I mean, I am going to die. I just hope it's not soon. What can you do? What can you do about it? What can you do? What can you do? Oh, I don't know. Run outside and twirl. Shout hello at this hyper world. I think that's how that goes. It's Lemon Demon. It's a lemon demon. Okay. Here is Denton Crux. Kind of reminding me of the Grinch here a little bit. I'll fix it up there and bring it back here. Saw you downtown in the gutter, sucking on a stick of butter. Well, you pathetic little creature, come back, baby, come back. Come back, baby, come back. Oh, that was a white. I was gonna white out. That song, I don't know where you can find that song. That it was that comeback song. It's by, I think her name is Robin Iwata from the band Cub. I think she had a new band going for a while, but I found this track years and years ago on a MySpace page. A new band called Buck. And yeah, but I don't think I've ever found anything else by Buck or about Buck. Okay. Here is his little shoulder strap thingy. Here's the other one. On the world's most elaborate jacket. Bring that in so it's not touching his palm. Just a personal preference. I don't like when bones touch palms. No, I just don't want to create a tangent so much. God knows I got a 10-gallon hat over my devil horns. I'll ask for the sunset, in fact. I'll wear it like a uniform. They'll say there goes a one good man, and I might fool him for another day. Then at the crack of one glorious dawn, I'll ride away. Me with a song in my heart. Can't help but sing. I'll be riding away to where they say that they love you and they mean it. Or for instance, there's no fence around your dream when you dream it. In the dark, there's a spark of a light to redeem it. In the meantime, let me say, God knows I got a 10-gallon hat over my devil horns. I'll ask for the sunset, in fact, I'm gonna wear it like a uniform. They'll say there goes a one righteous man, and I might fool him for another day. Then at the crack of a glorious dawn, I'll ride away. Drop shadow under these. Put them on top of his jacket. Drop shadow under the collar. Put that on top of the rest of the jacket also. There might be too much ink on this brush right now for some of this. It's getting a little hairy. I'm gonna fill in this mouth. I was thinking of just leaving it like I'd color it like a burgundy or something, but I think I'd rather color it in. Okay, and then here's the waist of his jacket. Okay. I'll finish him. Then I'll do Bonehead. Eyebrows. Bonehead's eyebrows. While they might not look like it when I first drew him with these eyebrows, They were inspired by Patrick Starr's eyebrows from SpongeBob, who has kind of zigzags for eyebrows. But that was my memory of them, I think. Like these, like V's. Like I knew they were zigzags, Patrick Starr. They're like Z's early on, but I thought they changed to something like this, but now I don't know if that's actually true. When I first drew Bonehead, I think I had that in mind. If you're going to rip something off, it might be better to do it through vague recollection, and then you'll end up with something original. I once wrote, because I used to try and write songs all the time when I was in high school. Not that I had a place to make them or anything generally, but I wrote a song one time based on, so there was a song by They Might Be Giants that I hadn't heard yet, but I was reading the lyrics and I made up kind of the way the song went, the melody of the song. I made it up and just kind of like imagined how it would sound. And then I was like, well, there's no way it actually sounds like that because I just made it up. I haven't heard it. What are the odds that's actually how it sounds? And so I swapped out all the lyrics with my own lyrics and made a song that way. And then when I finally heard the other song, I was devastated when it sounded exactly the same as my song. No, I'm just kidding. I think I've done that just a couple times, but oh, you know what? I'm not supposed to be coloring this in because it's the holograms. I'll finish this one up. I can always do a color hold on it, but I meant to not color in his legs. I'll have to remember not to color in her eyes. It's kind of the style of these holograms. I won't color in his tie. How about that? It'll help separate it anyhow. I knew I was going to do it. I knew I was going to forget. Was I drawing all that on screen? Probably not. Let me do her eyes before I forget. Okay. I'll do these boxes last because I need a ruler for that sort of thing because they're gonna be a little more perfect than everything around them. They're a little hyper existent. Whatever that means. I just pulled that out of my brain. I just pulled that out of my patootie. Let's see, anything else? A little bit. So, this is how comics are made, huh? Why don't they just make them well? I'm just kidding. I can hear some heavy beats coming from a neighbor's place. I don't know. I don't think it'll. I don't think the microphone will pick it up, but I hear it. In addition to whatever my roommates are watching downstairs. I wonder if they're watching Magic starring Anthony Hopkins. They're not. Actually, I think they're playing some game. That's what I might be hearing. I misjudged this. I'll be riding away to where they say that they love you and they mean it. Okay, so this is. Uh, Look, he's trying to stop a dinosaur from attacking him. Okay, get my ruler wherever I last tossed that. Okay, here we go. Let me start here. at this angle. I didn't want to do this angle, but I think I will. Take that wherever I tossed that. Take that, ruler. Oh, his fist is turned this way. Kind of like it, though. I don't see why that was the decision I made. One of these days, the people are going to stand up to you, crooked cops. They are? Have they set a date? It's from The Simpsons. Whee! He's like, hey, leave her out of this. So my hope is always that, a few years ago, I started watching people ink comics on YouTube. And a lot of those people are not currently doing it very much. There's one guy, Brian Shearer, that I watch. He's working on a book called Gunship Thunder Punch right now. It's about a transforming robot gunship that this woman kind of steals to rescue her son that was kidnapped by Martians. I've talked about him a few times. He's currently inking on live streams here and there occasionally. But my hope is always that people might, somewhere out there, might be watching these streams or listening to these streams like I do and be like working on their own comics, their own first comic. Because I don't know, something is really like over the past 4 years, I kind of really enjoy starting to like listen to other artists' work while I work on stuff. So, I don't know, maybe other people out there will work on art. And if you're an artist working on art while listening to these live streams, while listening to Ink the Book Show, you should click the link in the description of my videos, and submit them to the Discord. There's a Discord link, and I think there's a share your art channel. Over there. Here's another attempt, like 2 pages ago when I had to redo the page because the angles of the stairs were all weird. Here's another attempt at doing like a strained perspective on the stairs. But it's really just me trying to not do the same angle of stairs in every shot. I don't know how successful this is, but I don't know. What time is it? What time is it? Currently it's just after 7 o'clock. I'll probably finish this around 7:30-ish. It's about 7:10 right now. After this, I'm probably going to make something to eat. Someone once asked me why I make one eye bigger and one eye smaller, but that was a long time ago. But I don't think I was, and I was really confused at the time because I didn't think I was doing that, and I don't really see it happening here necessarily. But I think what they were referring to was like this drawing where one eye is bigger than the other. Now, I've seen other cartoons actually make one eye bigger than the other, but I think what it always was with me, if it ever happened, was like a perspective thing, like this eye's farther away, so it's a little smaller. But also, asymmetry is kind of more appealing than symmetry anyhow. That's kind of why you'll see a lot more three-quarter heads than straight-on heads. Pretty much in anything. Asymmetry grabs your attention more than symmetry. And Hanna-Barbera used to do that a lot. They used to build asymmetry right into the designs. Like Yogi Bear, like his tie isn't just like a level square, it's like off kilter line at the bottom. He let me see if I can. Yogi Bear. See, like his mouth is kind of up higher on one end. The one eye is behind the hat, the other eye is in front of the hat. One eye is bigger, one eye is smaller. Like if you mirror imaged, well, not that, I mean, in that pose, that goes without saying, but if you mirror image that face, you would get two separate faces. One side has 2 dots on the muzzle, the other side has 3. And I know that that's more of a modern drawing, but it's pretty accurate. Anyway. So what put that in my head was I seem to be doing something like that with the nostrils. I don't think about it much, but there is a kind of little bit of I guess I'm thinking of that in the back of my mind when I draw that. Like when I think about it, that's kind of my reasoning in the back of my mind. It's weird that there's a philosophy behind how I drew those nostrils, you know what I mean? It's like I never would have thought there was anything deeper than I just drew 2 dots. Actually, it's kind of funny because I learned that from John Crispolucci's web blog many years ago. at johnkstuff.com. And it's funny, as much as I've watched people ink comics online, I find myself thinking a lot about stuff I learned from his blog back in the day, many years ago. And I've said before, like, I think you'd have to do a lot of sifting, but on his website, johnkstuff.blogspot.com. But in the bowels of that site, there are some really good art lessons in there. Really good design principle lessons. I didn't do any of these little nicks and scratches and stuff. Okay, and then stairs. Here is Bonehead. Bonehead is here. Here is Bonehead. Bonehead is here. That's my song. Called Perception is a Bitch. No, just kidding. Sorry. Sorry for cussing. Actually, yesterday I was quoting something from a TV show, and I was swearing, not thinking about the fact that I was doing it in front of my nephews. And then one of my nephews was like, later in the night, he's like, he said something about swearing, and I was like, what? Are you asking if I can swear? He's like, no, can I say a swear? I was like, no, I don't think you should. And then he said the thing that I said earlier. And I was like, ah! And I was like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying stuff like that in front of you. And he's like, it's stuck in my head now. I was like, my bad. But you shouldn't say that. And I shouldn't say it either. So I'm sorry, I got that stuck in your head. I felt bad, but what he said was kind of funny. I even told him, I was like, okay, that was kind of funny, but because he did it well. um, but I was like, but you shouldn't repeat that. And I even told my brother, I was like, hey, I apparently got something with a swear stuck in your son's head, and I'm sorry, but I told him that neither of us should be saying stuff like that. How's that looking? A little thin, I feel like. Okay. All right. Page 182. Now it's time to say goodbye to life as we know it and to die. No, I'm going to go get something to eat, I think, is the plan. Stupid hair, stupid life. No, it's all right. This has been Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. Inking my first graphic novel, Bonehead. I'll be back tomorrow to do more of the same. Bye, everybody.